Snowflakes falling big and round, twinkling lights choking out the sound. Candy canes and gingerbread, the smell of Christmas makes me see red. Santa hats on every head, I wanna burn them, leave them all for dead. Oh, it's Christmas, what a drag! Tinsel dreams in a plastic bag. The joy, the cheer, it's all pretend. Come on, let's go piss off your friends. Shiny bows on every gift make my teeth ache. Skating rinks and snowy drift feel so fake. Hot cocoa spills on frozen ground. The carolers sing, I just want them drowned. Deck the halls, yeah, deck them with rage. Rip the script, tear up the stage. Silent night now, scream it loud. Flip the slate, crush the crowd. Oh, it's Christmas, here we go. Fake smiles under mistletoe. The lights, the bells, it's all a scam. Come on, let's go ruin the fam. Snow keeps falling, bury it deep. This town's joy is a promise I won't keep. Christmas is here, yeah. Yeah, go ahead and cheer. I'll be outside smashing reindeer. Oh, it's Christmas, what a drag. It's so dreams in a plastic bag. The joy, the cheer, it's all pretend. Come on, let's go piss off your friends. Oh, it's Christmas, here we go. Fake smiles under mistletoe. The lights, the bells, it's all a scam. Come on, let's go ruin the fam. Snow keeps falling, bury it deep. This town's joy is a promise I won't keep. Christmas is here, yeah. Go ahead and cheer. I'll be outside smashing reindeer.
Sweetie, right? Sweetie, not sweetest.
Yeah. There she is. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. This is the one I want. Okay. I'm gonna share screen. Hello, everyone coming in. Crystal G, Pearl Strand, Leather and Lace. Good to see you. Becky, Cher, I couldn't get on your lives for a while, and I don't think I did anything to get blocked. No, you're not blocked now, but I did unblock everyone in the list. Hey, Phyllis. Okay, I want to play this quick. Okay, I'm gonna hide.
Do you have a sharp twinge in your teeth and blood when you brush? New Sensodyne Sensitivity and Gum.
Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Listen, I think there's been a very specific reason for these recent media releases. A lot of people I've noticed have kind of felt hopeless in hearing these different, articles and videos come out through WJHL. But I think it's really important to remember that there is a very deliberate, strategic, intentional plan in place, and it's there to get the perpetrators talking, considering the fact that Candace is separated from Don right now, and they're trying to build a case. Keep in mind, with Detective Pruitt and an article video they did on him, he never said the parents are innocent, and also he doesn't believe the abduction happened. He believes Summer Wells is still very close to the home. Reading between those lines, what I think that means is they are looking at the parents and very close proximity neighbors. In fact, it could be, it could be both. It could be, this could have been a coordinated, orchestrated disappearance that took place. From the things I've heard out of, Donna's reading and stuff, that's the impression I get as well. Let's explore real quick what law enforcement will do to provoke a response. The feds may also be using the tactic of tickling the wire, meaning that the feds have wiretaps in place and are placing stories in the media and then waiting for revealing phone conversations. It was like 5 weeks ago, Ronnie Lawson came out and said that the parents aren't cooperating and that they had obtained lawyers. Remember what that did? The media that evening was at Candace and Don's home. Grandma did her very first interview. Remember that?
It was the first time that we have spoken with her on camera since her granddaughter went missing.
Mr. Lawson stated that Candace and the whole family is lawyered up. I can't speak for Don, and I know Candace hasn't because she's told me she hasn't, and I have not. If law enforcement wants to talk to me, TBI wants to talk to me, they have my phone number.
And Candace would still not go on record with the news. Instead, wrote a response on like a piece of paper and then had the journalist read it aloud.
Other Candace Bly did not want to go on camera. However, she did write this statement for us on my notepad.
But then she wouldn't make like a public plea for her own daughter. Now, don't think for a second that the law enforcement hasn't taken that into huge consideration. If anything, what I think is going on is in the same way we saw the Orrin and Orson, the adoptive parents just out of nowhere get arrested. That's what I think is going to happen here. It will be out of nowhere. Okay, I really hope my lighting isn't too bad here. I had to basically wait another day and film this. So for continuity purposes, I put on the same outfit and everything. I want to talk to you about Ziggy's CPS information that she leaked way back, I think in September. I went back and I listened to that all over again. I actually listened to 2 of her videos today. I was blown away. Even though I had heard it before, it validates everything we've heard since. Ziggy's source was 100%. They clearly were in the know and gave honest and exact information. Let me just do a quick rundown of things that really piqued my interest.
In the last year, there has been a total of 7 abuse claims. So all these people were saying that weren't there people that called in CPS and made them aware? There were. And I think that according to her, 7 times in the last year.
Don was found to have crack and meth in his system.
They both tested positive for crack cocaine, marijuana, and Don came back with meth.
They did not pass the lie detector. It was actually an inconclusive result because of taking excess amounts of benzodiazepines.
Lie detector test, they both did not pass. I say pass because they also didn't really fail, but they were not conclusive on the guilty knowledge test. On the guilty knowledge test, it came back as non-conclusive.
Okay.
Well, guilty knowledge test means they basically know what happened to Summer. It's not conclusive, and that's because they were using some kind of medication or sedative to trick the investigator, and they're administering the test.
And I'll make sure and I'll post these 2 videos I watched because I think you should go back and listen to them. They were very, very interesting. The parents are being monitored and that there's actually a plant. So I don't know who that is.
They're not going to be able to hide or go anywhere. They're under surveillance. Know that there's law enforcement already, putting people in their path or that are actually working for law enforcement. Let's leave it at that. But that is happening, and they are reporting to law enforcement. There's actually people in their physical, in person that are in close contact with the family that's been put there to give.
Would you see a Sweetie Pie Low going over Ziggy's CPS report? Let me share something with you guys. Hold on. I want to show you how Ziggy came out here. This is November 29th. I showed a little bit yesterday. I want to show you the lies Ziggy came out here telling her audience.
Thing right now. Oh, Eva. So, how can we change the topic without being insensitive? I guess we can start with this. I did, like I mentioned earlier, to this joining. I mentioned earlier to those joining. I did that house. I learned 3 hours ago that the one final the I wanted.
Hold on, I'm having an issue. Give me 1 minute here. I don't know what this is about. Let's see if I detach it, if it'll work better.
Oh, Eva. So, how can we change the topic without being insensitive? I guess we can start with this. I did, like I mentioned earlier, to those just joining, I did get that house. I just learned 2 to 3 hours ago that I was the one picked, finally, the big house that I really wanted. There was 3 that I was looking into. One really small house my daughter really wanted for some reason, but it was a you know, like a rent to own type of thing, like a contract where I would have been stuck for 15 years with this very small house. I mean, it's smaller than what I'm in right now, and I cannot even imagine. It was a 2-bedroom, 1 bath. It was just very, very tiny, and it had a nice yard and stuff and decent area it was in, but it was very, very expensive. By the time I would have had it paid off in 15 years, so I would have been stuck there for 15 years, unless somebody took over the whatever. But I would have been stuck there for 15 years and paying more than I'm paying for a house that I just got. Double the square footage. This was only going to be 850 square feet. The house I'm moving into is like 1,700 and something square feet. And that means that I get to, once my lease for my office is up, like I think next month's the last month I have to pay on my lease for my office, I can move all my products in the house, and I don't have to travel to get packages and ready for my beauty business. I have, the products I sell online and stuff. And then I will save $400 a month with that. And I'm paying less per month than I would for that tiny house and saving the $400 a month. Thank you so much, Levin. Thank you guys. I'm so happy. With the tiny house, I would have had to keep the office. So I would have been paying more for that house. Plus I would have been paying for the $400 a month for the office. But with this other house, I can move my products into the house because it's huge house. It's oh my God, it's perfect. I'm so happy. It's not like a brand new house, like, or it's not like a newer house or anything like the third house that I was looking into. That was through a realty company, and they were it was because I'm self-employed. It's different. It's much more difficult to show income and stuff. They want consistency, so they wanted to see some type of payment into my personal account on a consistent basis, like every Monday or every 25th of the month or every 1st of the month. So all the sporadic deposits and stuff did not count. They were not counting my income. I would have had to have a co-signer, and it was just a bunch of like run around. They wanted more application fees for co-signers and stuff, and and they could have just told me no and kept the application fees. So it was nice that house was a nice, like, big house also. And it was newer in a nice neighborhood, but renting from an owner is just less of a pain. And yeah, he picked me. And honestly, Benny Keys, you'll be surprised to know that my boyfriend or ex-boyfriend, whatever you want to call him, is the reason I probably got it, because he put in a good word for me. So, no, there's no bitterness between him and I. Yeah. I'm so excited. Now I have to just get furniture. I have a bed. So, but I'm fine. I'm good there. I mean, that's like, that's like the least of my worries. We got the house, guys. And that's all. I'm happy. I can figure out the furniture situation.
She grifted money for her furniture. She started with a little futon. After she just told you all, she bought the house she lives in, which we now know she rents. She doesn't own it. It's an apartment, not a house. So Ziggy came out here lying to you. She has an office, a business. She was a college student. You fucking lying cunt. All right.
The abuse to the kids was so extreme. I mean, they were getting whooped with belts and all sorts of stuff. Like,
all 3 boys were physically abused by Dawn and Candace. They were kicked, punched, their hair was pulled, they were beaten with objects such as belts, shoes, and other items. That gives me chills, guys. That makes me really uncomfortable. I haven't read through this since when she first told me. She didn't elaborate how CPS knows this. I do know the boys are, well, maybe I can mention that when I get to the part where she mentions it, but I have a feeling the boys are talking.
I know Ziggy got a lot of hell at the time because the kids are underage. It's a very sensitive area. So much of it has come out recently. And so I feel like it's important to hear this. And so for the sympathizers who still exist, I'm sure there's some, this is more so for you to know that the abuse wasn't so horrible for these kids. Dawn and Candace couldn't have cared less about them. They weren't eating the 3 square meals a day, 3 at least meals a day. They weren't taken to the doctor or dentist regularly, not cared for. They were left at home for extended periods of time, all the time. Candace was for sure having a relationship with underage Hunter.
Actually, this was sexually involved with Hunter, even while the kids were around. Yeah. The kids weren't involved sexually with the whole thing, but the boys witnessed it.
There has been so much discussed lately that has 100% validated everything Ziggy ever said that her source told her. By the way, her source was somebody interwoven into 2 systems. I'll put it like that. And one of those is CPS. So she absolutely knew her stuff. I don't doubt at all that she still knows what's going on with that case. Based on everything I heard from the CPS leak, there is absolutely no way those parents are not going to go down for something. There will be charges.
To the source, this is so much worse than people realize. As far as like the CPS, they will not be getting the boys back ever. It is not part of their the parent reunification is not on the parent service plan. Okay, so whatever was done or happened, I don't know specifics, that's not given to me. But whatever happened with the boys, they will never get the boys back. There's no option of that. And if Summer, I was also told if Summer's found, she won't be going back to them either. The boys were removed due to something called the parental child safety placement, which means that you are not trustworthy to have minors around you. It is one of the worst levels of the removal process.
Between the level of abuse and then now you have a missing child in the mix, it's still unclear. How did it all happen with CPS? Was Candace trying to safeguard her boys from getting taken away by doing something with Summer? Oddly enough, in Ziggy's release that she did, she never mentioned Summer, which made me wonder if maybe Summer was never interviewed by CPS in the first place. And that would then validate, I don't know this for a fact, but if so, that would validate what Donna said. And that was, if CPS knows what's been happening to Summer, they will take the boys. Because there's no mention of little Summer, at least not that I know of. I'll have to ask Eddie about that.
Yeah.
But I was kind of curious to know, well, why is there no mention of her?
I could have thought
it was very weird. There is one final thought I have, and it's another, it's a very sensitive area. It came out in one of Benny's lives that he's done recently. Grandma was not allowed to talk to or FaceTime those boys at all. And I would really question what might have happened at the hands of Grandma to make that be. Why is she not allowed to have contact with the boys? Was there a domestic violence or an SA situation? And we know that Candace's side comes from a long...
Grandma is not allowed contact with Rose Bly's children either, from my understanding. Ziggy, hello.
Yeah, I think that you were right about she's not allowed contact with, was it Rose Bly's or is it, I don't think she sees her other grandkids too from Jeannie.
That's what I hear, that she's not allowed contact with any of her grandkids.
Yeah, so now, do you want to hear something crazy? I don't know.
Something else I found yesterday that I want to go over tonight. Ziggy had a conversation with Candace's sister, Jeannie, an old friend of Jeannie's from when they were 16 years old. I'm finding all kinds of things people forgot about. And I think it's very important we go back and listen to the games Ziggy has played since she married a suspect.
Well, if you guys, I don't even know how to freaking say this because it's so... when it comes to the boys and it comes to SA, people are really, you have to be careful what you say. I've learned a lot since that.
Yeah.
The first came out. That was my first week of being on YouTube.
I remember that. I was one of the people that gave you shit. I just felt, it felt wrong. It, I do think, but I think other people recently have actually been crossing the line into, you're putting that information out there where people today are actually trying to incriminate the boys in whatever happened this summer. And that is just dead ass wrong. But
and what I said?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is what they're doing today. But no, what you did back then might seem wrong. It seemed wrong then, but now it is kind of tying everything together. And then there's also the conversations in going along with that we had with Dawn and Candace. And I'm sitting here like, yep, that's exactly the conversation. Like when you brought up their drug tests were dirty before I know that because he straight up told me we failed for marijuana and cocaine. I believe that's what he told me.
You didn't hear meth at all from either of them?
I think maybe there was meth. He said that,
one of them?
Yeah, maybe he said.
Like it is? Okay.
Yeah, his had meth. Yes. Marijuana and cocaine. Yes, that's what it was on. And he also told me, which a lot of people don't know this because they're just running with, they passed their lie detector tests. That's not true. And in my old interviews, he'll even say it took like 3 lie detector tests. They actually failed and they were so drugged up that they had to keep rescheduling the tests. And Dawn took his, failed for guilty knowledge. So did Candace, but Candace.
Oh, you heard guilty knowledge too?
Yes. Yeah. I heard that they failed 2 lie detector tests before passing the 3rd, from my understanding. So I knew from Dawn's own mouth that the whole lie detector test that they did not pass. And when they did pass, they actually did fail the guilty knowledge, both of them. So I heard all of that. And then they're trying to make you look like a liar, but that's literally, and I swear to God, I even have that on an interview and in text messages.
Yeah. Well, if they're not able to say, oh, it was just completely made up by me, they're going to want to say, or that they want to say that I shared CPS reports. And I put out exactly how the conversation went. I put out the text because so people would see how it unfolded and how that information was told to me.
Was Summer included on there in that? Or was it just
no, they didn't really. I have to reread it because Lauren or Sweetie Pie Low was asking me that also last night, like when we were texting, like that she was surprised that there was nothing about Summer because you would have thought, they were supposed to have the CPS case before even Summer went missing, some things going on. Now I did hear that like they were forced, I don't know if it was from that though, they were forced to take the boys and Summer to the doctor. before she went missing. And that's why there's that picture of her before, in front of the dentist. They were forced to do that. And actually they were so behind in their shots that now the boys are that they were having to double up on their shots because they're so behind at their new foster parents. I don't know really, nothing much or not so much was said about Summer. It was more like the abuse that, like, sorry about that beep. That's my,
Hey, Killer Looks.
But
hello, I want an electronic medium. Hello,
hey, everybody. Sorry.
Yeah.
Get to the comments right this second.
Okay. And if you guys have questions for Ziggy or I or Mr. Cher, go ahead and put them in the chat. I'll highlight them so Ziggy can see them. Hi, everyone. Okay. So Summer wasn't specifically mentioned in there. Okay.
You know what else is going to be coming out that I don't know if you've heard, and I'm going to just say like this, that we are probably going to, I think I have mentioned this kind of, but I was really careful because I had gotten so much shit about, that live and the boys and stuff like that. But I think it's going to come out that the boys, that actually Candace was essaying them.
Yeah, I heard that.
So it's actually, but that, I heard that Candace is a culprit and not Dawn, but that's, we don't have Summer, maybe,
So put SA on the baby. Put SA on the missing baby, Ziggy. By her mother. By her mother. I hope if Summer's ever found, she's alive and she grows up and she punches you right in your ugly fucking face.
No, we don't know with Summer.
Yeah.
And it might just be the oldest boy. But I am still waiting for confirmation on that.
Listen, that wouldn't shock me. First, I want to say, I remember for the people who did give you shit, let's be honest. Any other creator, if this person would have went to any other creator, they would have also put that stuff out there. So people are being too hard and just looking for reasons if you don't like Ziggy, that you can't really use that as an excuse anymore because, people who are trying to get in good, we can act like, okay, well, that doesn't matter to the case. Like I had to say for damn near 9.5 months or 9 months that, well, the essay doesn't matter to the case. The past doesn't matter. I knew that matters. I knew that absolutely could play into why Summer got gone, but.
Well, if I had now I could see it, totally understand. Like if I had seen documents and actual proof, like right in front of me, undeniable proof, or if I had access to that kind of information as far as like a computer or database that CPS has access to, totally like releasing that information. Yes, that would have been completely unethical. Now this, I could see, but we were already pretty much everything had already been speculated on. Everybody had assumed that the boys had already been abused and that there was some kind of weird, inappropriate relationship with H and Candace. This was just somebody messaging me, we were just talking. It was a conversation. I didn't know her at all. I didn't know for her credentials to be, how anybody can say there's somebody, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and you're hearing that, it makes me think back to, I can envision my video calls. Do you remember when the whole 17-year-old mistress thing came about?
Yeah.
That's when it solidified for me. I'm going to say in my mind, allegedly, in my opinion, that they groom children together because that 17-year-old mistress, I don't care if it's a 32-year-old mistress or 38-year-old mistress. I don't care. Like, yeah, it's a lot worse that it's a 55-year-old man and a 17-year-old girl. However, let's pretend it was a 30 or 40-year-old mistress. You're married. Your church is actually supposed to, like, that's supposed to be wrong. That's adultery. Like, that's wrong, right? But my problem is video chatting with Don and hearing that. And he's telling me, and I'm like, okay, did you guys send pictures? Did you send, D pics to this girl? Like, Don, I need to know what is about to come out because I'm going to be the one bombarded with this. Like, give me a heads up what's going to happen here so that I know what to expect. And Candace was sitting right there as he's telling me, he's like, yeah, I'll send it to you. Yeah, we sent these pictures back and forth. I said this, blah, blah, blah. And Candace is sitting right there like it's nothing. And I just got the feeling, I was like, they talk to the kid. Like, I guarantee you, Candace talked to the girl too. I just feel they groom children together.
Did you hear that recording where in that phone call, and I could play it if you have not heard it. I'm sure you have one.
Let's play that if you can think of. No, I keep hearing that, but I didn't myself hear that. If you can pull that up.
You didn't say anything.
You should see, and that's why I'm saying, I swear, like they both. Yeah, let's find that. And welcome, John Q, right? Yes, John Q and Daylin and everyone, Big Mama, everyone that's coming in, Zena, Lucia.
Yeah, so I have a feeling it's accepted in their marriage that they both are a part
Me
of this
too.
essay. And because, can you imagine hearing your husband say something like that?
No, and she acted so fine. She acted so fine with that. So yeah, you see, that is, again, it solidifies in my mind that they both groom children. I'm not going to sugarcoat it or code the word. They groom children. YouTube wants to silence me on that bullshit. Go ahead, YouTube. But they both do that. I mean, that's a fact. Yeah. So I would not be shocked if we do get some kind of solid say-so or evidence that the poor older kids were also
abused that way. The issue is with that is that they're having a hard time. Well, gosh, I don't even know how to say this. They might not even be able to get her on the essay is what I hear. I heard it might be instead child abuse because of some kind of they have to, first of all, they have to have proof.
Mhm.
And they're also, she had to, I don't get it, but this is what this person said. Something about she had to have done it for sexual gratification. Sorry, that's gross. But, and I don't
Right.
understand what's, you know, I would think SA is SA, you know, when it comes
Well,
to.
yeah. And so what you're saying is,
she might not, they might not be able to.
it could have been just,
SA charge. It might be just.
it could just be abuse. Yeah. Child abuse, because, depending on how she is mentally, like, I really hope that she gets some kind of psych evaluation. Dawn needs one too. So does grandma. Okay. But, she should definitely, I'm shocked that she actually hasn't gotten one in the last 10 months, but I think she should be called in for a psych eval for sure. And that might differ on the charges. Maybe she has had one and we don't know. Maybe she had to have one when the boys were taken and we just don't know because there's gag order on that case. That could make the difference probably, Ziggy, because if she's like not mentally there, or they're seeing her like at a lower level mentally than she really is in real life, it could be a situation where she just doesn't know better.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I've always looked at it, and just you know, I don't even think you have to meet her in person to see that she has like the mentality of a child. She likes to hang out with teenage boys, it looks like, according to her Instagram. And I got that video pulled up, but it's a short. You know how you can't freaking rewind it, so it started. So I'm trying to get it to where.
Okay.
Okay, so it's about to. I had to turn it down. I started. Okay. All right. You want me to play it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shirley was Bear. Now Bear, that little girl right there, I think her at the park, right? Bear, that poor little girl, she's got a body from hell. I think all that black things all over her at the park. And you know what, all that like one more time for her. She'll be pregnant. If she ain't pregnant right now. How old is she? What, 13? No, it's not her. Wait, does she have what? 12. Bear is 12.
Do you want me to play to get that? I mean,
Wow.
Yeah, she's.
I never heard that before. I heard people talk about that, but I never heard that. Wow.
Yeah, she's like, or he said if she's not pregnant by now. Like, I was confused what I was hearing. I'm like, am I really hearing this? I thought he mentioned something about black guys, and that's why I was like, wait, like she's half black, or I was like, what? You know, I was really, I'm like, I could not believe he was saying that. He even asked. Candace was right there. It's when she had her teeth worked on. So I think it's when she had them all pulled out. I think it's that one, not when she got back. When her, yeah, it had to have been when her mouth was hurting real bad. She just had that day had her teeth taken out, and it was when they were mad. He was mad at you, I think, something about Robin.
Yeah. When wasn't he mad at me?
Yeah, and anyways, he asked her. She was right there, and she couldn't talk. She was like writing things because her mouth hurt so bad. And he asked her, how old was Bear? She, you know, he said 13, and she's like 12. And she didn't sit there and think like, oh my God, you're saying a 12-year-old has a body from hell? Like,
right. And that's a problem. That means that, just think of how you saw a lot behind the scenes with them. I seen and heard a lot. Now, the way she acted, you can't, I mean, I'm sorry. They both.
Believe me, in Indiana, there's an address near Ziggy at the same time for Pete Clark and a Brenda Shell. Ernie Shell admitted that Brenda is his aunt. They lived together in Indiana. Ziggy in the same neighborhood within 2 blocks from their home. Ziggy also, her father has a condominium he's president of down on 14th Street and North Ocean Drive, the one above it. I forget the name of the road. Between 14th and 13th, Ziggy's father has a condominium. This condominium is less than 1 block from my father and next to my father's best friend who also owns a condominium duplex. Right there between 13th and 14th in Miami Beach. My cousins are Morlocks and Elliots by their mother. Ziggy had access to Rogersville in 2 different areas of life. That's all I'm saying. It seems funny.
Are too okay with the minor stuff. Like, I just.
Have you seen this? Who he's talking about, Bear?
No, because when I heard that, I actually thought they were talking about Hunter's sister, True.
Oh, no. She doesn't even, she looks 12. Like, she doesn't look like she's maybe 16 or something, you know. Or,
yeah, I don't even need to see her. I don't want to see her, but that is.
It's still like, either way, no matter if she looks older than 12 or not, it's still freaking gross and weird for her him to so openly talk like that, like it's so normal. Just imagine how they are behind closed doors if they're slipping and saying these things in front of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And thinking it's okay. This has been him his whole life. It's not. Yeah, it's not normal. I don't know how. Another thing this person has told me. I was going over my text again because that video with that Sweetie Pie did had me wondering. I talked to the person that told me that about Candace in the essay has a son that is friends with the Wells boys at their new location, and she's friends with the foster parents. So, but they're very, very protective. They were actually, I knew about. It was crazy because I knew about the boys definitely not going back the other day, like the same day Benny released it. That's when everybody it's for sure, because she messaged me and she said that they're all crying and upset because they're afraid that the boys are going to be taken out of that home. They're going to try to get custody of the boys, supposedly the foster parents, but it's all up to the court. I like your new picture, Randy. That's cute. But
so okay, let's get into then what Benny released recently, that list. That's what I was talking about. Some people are basically incriminating at least the older boy in this, which I think is wrong, you guys.
Oh no, we can't hear you, or I can't. Let me look at the chat. Can you guys hear me, or can you? Is it me or? The boys are okay. You guys, okay? Cher, it's Cher. Okay, I'll keep talking until she gets that fixed. The boys are so Cher, it's on your end. They can't hear you. Okay. So the boys are in the same, they're at the same home, but see, I don't know, like I'm afraid to say it's not anything like that. I think most people don't know that, the oldest boy, they have the same foster parents. We'll just say that. Let me see. Wait. Fred and Rose West. She was a life. Okay, that's a problem. Cher, I'll just answer questions for now. Yeah, the three boys are with the same foster parents. But definitely the oldest boy is having the most issues. I will, and I don't think that's any secret. And that makes sense. He's the oldest, he's experienced the most. I hope that the foster parents can adopt them. The boys have really, from what I hear, have really grown accustomed and are really loving their new environment. Wyatt is, oh my gosh, she's like the middle one is so smart and got honor roll. They're doing really well in school. He's actually almost got all A's. So from what I hear.
Are they all together? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's just like real quiet, but
Really
what about
quiet.
you guys? Can you hear her loud enough? The oldest boy, from what I hear, is some kind of getting some, but yeah, it's the same foster family, and they're all supposedly, allegedly getting counseling from somebody who is their specialty is like SA.
That's good though. That
means
he does need that.
But I am confused on if all three boys have been a victim of this or if it was just the oldest boy. So I'm not sure on that. Somebody sent me a text.
Really low in volume. Can this turn up, babe?
It's not as bad. Can I play that? Yeah, I can play that last call again.
I'll just hold it.
It's not, I don't talk to the foster parents, guys. It's not the foster parents leaking information to me.
Yeah,
you have a mod in here saying that they're going to call freaking.
Who is it? Which one?
Dylan. She said she's calling the.
What?
She said, in fact, as a foster parent myself, I'm making a phone call to Tennessee tomorrow. Shame on those foster parents, and it's illegal to leak information.
Yeah, I don't think it's the foster parents leaking.
No, it's not the foster parents I'm talking to at all.
And
I really, you guys, I'm just saying that do what you want, but if you're a part of the boys getting ripped out of a family that they are so very, very happy and accustomed to, I would seriously reconsider, trying to ruin that for them. This foster family, from what I hear, is super protective over the boys, and it's really strict rules about where the boys can even go, like as far as like spending the night with friends and stuff, or stuff like that. I would just ask, like, before you ruin something, just think about what would happen to the boys because it sounds like to me, like that seems more of a comment that you're like trying to, hurt me in a way more than, or why would that hurts the boys?
It would hurt the boys more.
Come after me if you want, but don't hurt the boys in that way, because
let's just keep talking. I know, Ziggy. I don't. Some people.
I just don't want. I would hate for that to happen to the. There's
no. It's
clearly
clearly not. It's not. The foster parents would be something stupid to be leaking information. We know it's not that. And Taco Tuesday, why are we discussing the boys? They are a part of this. It's not just Summer who got wronged by the system and by their parents. It's the boys. But there's certain things that I'm not talking about the boys about, but that stuff's out there, and it aligns with what is happening today and the possible charges that they could get, and they probably will get if there can't be any. If you don't like the conversation or the topic this evening, Taco Tuesday, you're free. There's probably 20 other people streaming. Okay.
I think that's more a comment towards me, and
it's not going to fly. I'm not people that aren't going to.
They just don't like me. Like I don't know Dylan. Dylan probably, which just doesn't want them, worried about, the foster family. But they're actually very protective of them. But as far as some of the people saying things, it's just because they don't like me. I could talk about whatever. You know what I mean?
That shouldn't matter. We're not discussing. Trust me, I gave you shit back then. So to say what we're talking about the boys is wrong, I don't feel that. So
no, but I do.
There's things other people are saying that are way wrong. In fact, they're incriminating those poor boys in whatever happened to Summer. That's wrong. That's something we won't talk about. But
right.
That's what I'm saying. As far as the list, that's why I wanted to bring up to you. Let's ignore that. But the list, did you find that was earth shattering, or kind of just because I don't? I'm like, I don't think it's earth shattering. I don't even think it really needs to be discussed, to be completely honest, because we know they took things. We know there's things they still have, right? So I didn't find anything on the list.
I don't
earth shattering.
I didn't go watch that. I haven't even seen the list, but I heard of it because I guess I had gone live, and I'm like, wow, this is like nobody's in here. This is probably the lowest number of people I've had ever. And I noticed it was because Benny was.
Let me see if I could find it. Hold on. NASCAR driver busted in drug trafficking, Tennessee. Hold on. I can't find it at the moment, but I'm going to look and see if I could find this. Let me explain what I'm telling you here. This is what I've been trying to tell you. Chicken on a Stick come out with a lawsuit against me. I started researching her. What I discovered was her husband owns a shit ton of farms where they grow marijuana in Tennessee and sell it medically. He also has real estate in Florida. Tons of it. Down in Miami, Lauderdale, Tampa. His father, criminal, in my opinion, I heard was involved in some things. There was a wreck on their road where Roach Farms is. Just rumors. I don't know which true. But I heard his father was a part of this chase of this guy. I believe the guy died. I can't remember. He also owns, I think it's 24 aircrafts. Some of them are stored at Roach Farms right next to his property. Right down the street, years ago, early 2000s, I believe, or maybe 2014, I can't remember, there was a NASCAR driver that was busted for trafficking in coke, bringing it into the airports, much like Roach Farm Airport, within miles of Roach Farm, and he was actually busted in Beach Creek in the car. He took the police on a high-speed chase. I think this is something we need to look into. It could be why Summer's gone. It's Elaine, in my opinion. Chicken on a Stick placed a lawsuit against me. There has to be a reason. Tina's family lived in Florida. Tina has a smoke shop. It's worth looking into. Clark connects to Ernie Schill directly. He was dating and fucking Ernie's Aunt Brenda, Ziggy's neighbor in Indiana. Okay.
Was live giving out those was releasing the information on the list or whatever. Now I had spoken about this on my live, but I do not agree with that. Like, I'm not gonna like dog on Benny or anything like that, because I know that he's got a lot. I know I've messed up myself, so I
It might
try
matter
to
to some people. Before, yeah,
I don't.
People,
I
maybe
think
that
it was a
matters.
mistake. I don't think that was a good idea at all. I think actually it was probably one of the worst mistakes of any. I
Yeah.
mean, it was just a bad idea. But does
agree,
it change anything as far as like, if they knew, if the boys were, you know, if they thought that oldest boy or one of the boys was involved in something, like, we would have. I feel like we would have known by now. It doesn't seem like the cops have ever been. I mean, I know we don't know. Focusing on the boys, so I don't think there was there was supposedly 2 phones. What was all on the list? Size? Were they adult
clothes? But that's the thing. Yeah, that's why they started.
They all shared clothes.
Yeah, Mama. I know. I know.
They all shared clothes. They didn't have much. I mean, we've seen. It looked like Summer wore her mom's shoes sometimes. She was way too big for her. Size 14 bootcut jeans or whatever that somebody was saying. Was this size 14 women's? Or that's what I was wondering. Could it have been, because Candace, you know, she might wear a size 14 now, or I don't think she could.
That's what my husband was saying, but I honestly think, yeah, before I think she would have been bigger than that.
Yeah, but
you should
she does like really baggy clothes. She's kind of, I don't know, she's kind of like really skinny at the bottom. Like, I don't know. So, but somebody said it's definitely was kids' pants, but that's even bigger. Well, I don't know. I think that's the only item that was a kid's item, though, really.
That's what I thought. The shirt, yeah.
There was a size medium shirt that, but that all the boys probably shared clothes. And
let's be real. What if it was used as a rag for something? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know that it was taken just because somebody, like, it could have been maybe somebody wiped their hands on. Like, I don't know. It could have been used. Like, I don't know why they took it, but
probably what I was thinking is like what made them take that specific, you know, those specific items. Maybe they were laying in the yard somewhere. You know, maybe they found like kind of off in like the trees, you know, where it dips down to the creek area. Maybe they found those there. There's all kinds of toys and stuff laying that have been thrown down that hill, off the side of their hill, like laying on the side there. There was a like little car that looked like a pink like little car for, you know, probably was Summers at one time on the side of the hill. You know, maybe they took it just in case somebody changed clothes and left it there. I don't know. It could be for many reasons. But there was 2 phones supposedly.
Oh yeah, and they for sure had multiple
devices,
phones, multiple between each. I want to say Don had 3 phones when I was talking to him, because I talked to him. He had Facebook on each, phone number for each, and he would forget, because when I'd be messaging him back, and then if I sent him something, he'd be like, "Can you send that to my other phone?" And I'd be like, "Okay." So I'd send it. I knew what he meant, because the different Facebook accounts that he has went on each phone. He had a different Facebook account.
Yeah. I didn't say that, but you know, you talked to him much more than I did. I'm surprised that did he ever email you back?
So I didn't set up account. I can put money on his books and I can email him. So I don't know how it works to get a response back, but I didn't set up an account. I might have to set up an account.
You might have to be on like a list or something. I don't know.
It could be that I have to be on a list, but I know for sure he was getting.
Oh, okay. Well, because I'm surprised like that he hasn't been on, you know, talked to anybody on YouTube like you, or I thought for sure like he was going to be on Benny's, you know, after he went to jail, like talking on YouTube. I don't know. It must be maybe since he's sobered up, you know, he's making better decisions. And because the old Donnie, he totally would have been on YouTube talking. So
message me, Beth. Okay, yeah.
But what's your opinions on like Jody Sue?
I have no opinion on that woman.
So either way,
she can't.
Well, yeah,
it's the one thing that Candace ever told the truth on. That's all I have to say. Like, I just don't care. I don't watch her. Sometimes I watch her, but I watch her because I'm like, is she going to say anything of substance today? And no, she never does. It's painful to listen to that one. But no, Candace had made a comment that she's just trying to be somebody and all this.
Hi, Beth. Prayer Gardens buddy. Cher, please PM me when you're done. Got new pictures. Really, Cher? My local, Beth Baugh. The one that's been stalking me. My local. Want you to private message her. She got new pictures. Oh, things are winding in just perfectly, aren't they? You fucking cunt. Hey, Beth, where are you at? Where's Lenny? Y'all want to send fat ass to my fucking house again with some court papers? Look at this. This is my local. We can bring you out. Glassport, Pennsylvania. McKeesport, Pennsylvania. Beth Baugh. Fuck you, cunt.
But I agree. I think I don't understand. I don't think there's anything worth listening to with that one. I just don't. That's my opinion anyway.
Well, I heard that Candace refused to come out. And I'm reading a text here. These are old texts that I took some screenshots. She refused to come out and talk to the police.
Did y'all know during Watts, Cher was psychic and into the psychic shit? You should go back and watch her fucking content. Cher, did you bring Serafina and Ziggy out here, you fucking bitch? You Skeletor looking fucking cunt. Y'all are slick. The more and more we watch, the more and more I find.
She had purposely avoided police and avoided Robin and David. Oh, wait, hold on. That was probably that. Wait, hold. They're talking about Jody Sue. They're talking about Jody Sue, that she purposely avoided the police the night Summer went missing, and she avoided Robin and David. Actually, she didn't go over to their house till like midnight. That Jody Sue went out of her way to avoid any police or law enforcement and threw a fit about anyone searching the property. But Andy's parents had no problem with it.
You know how your face was on the side of the house? Next time it's going to be fucking smashed. You fucking Skeletor looking bitch.
It seems like Andy was cooperative, but what I'm told is that the police are looking into Jody Sue and Andy for drugs.
Well,
and
yeah,
that they're not interested in them about Summer, but about possible. I also was told supposedly the
welcome to the crazy train here, y'all. Choo choo.
It's weird because this is the first time we heard pills, like any type of pills, like confirmation, like when Benny said something about buying pills. Well, I was told that Jody Sue was selling pills to Candace, and
I believe that.
Meth, like Andy was selling meth to Dawn.
Oh, I believe that. Oh yeah, I can believe that.
So,
and I think something happened bad there. There's definitely something, because I mean, Jody Sue went from defending Dawn and Candace and trying to make them look better, right? I mean, when she first came out, like she did, to now throwing them both under the bus every chance she gets. Like, oh, I knew that they're fucking liar. I knew this or that. But that's not what she originally started to do. Like, she originally was somewhat defending Candace and throwing Dawn under the bus without really trying to say that it was Dawn. She was leaving Dawn out and saying, certain things. And then now it's throwing both of them under the bus or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, no. But Killer Look said that they like Jody Sue. And some people do. Some people
maybe
hate on everything she says, and
it would make sense to me, like why some people find her sus. Maybe she is worried about getting in trouble. Maybe it's just because of drug stuff. You know what I mean? And
that's what I think a lot of them are. Yeah, I think that's the problem. Why it seems like a lot of people are hush hush or why they're not talking. It's because I think in that area, a lot of people are afraid because they're doing illegal things.
Yeah,
it's probably not kidnapping children, but they also are afraid. I mean, that's normal. Right. In a lot of cases, you got neighbors who just would rather just not say anything because they don't, they want to keep their own noses clean. But if they're, let's say, even medium level drug dealers or doing anything bad like that, they're going to worry about, oh, can they, like, does she have younger kids she could lose or whatever, that's, yeah, I can totally see
Did their parents stay across the street with them?
Hi, Amber.
Because there's like is it only sometimes? Like, I know they have another house that is somewhere close to there.
XKUE Jr. Thank you. This person must be a local to me. Sean B is a young rapper. He was friends with my son. He was on his way to really big things, kind of like Jimmy Wapo. In my neighborhood, down the street in the Hilltop community, he was shot down. There's a lot of gang violence here. Sean B's your cousin. Are you Shaman? Is that who I'm talking to? My son Bailey did a video with him. I've been looking for it. He was in the woods with Sean B when they recorded a video. I'm gonna play a song by him. Oh, Tyler. Hi, Tyler. I live on Leland. We knew Sean. He played basketball at my park. Extremely talented young man. I also know Bax. Let's put on. We're going to take a break for Sean B's cousin.
Sean Bates. Let's get it. I'm really wishing you would try me. I'm gonna slide to the spot and I'll do them grimy. Probably thinking that I'm playing, but I got a shotty with a grip and a knee, put it to his body. You know where to find me. I'll be posted on the every one of the side streets. The A about that action and they right behind me. Everybody told you don't wanna die, G. Plan on acting foolish, boy, I knew this. I pull out the fucking tool and give him the whole plan. Where I got his fucking whole plan, got your bullet. Then it's back up to the A where this part is cooling. Boys on the come up, I'm turning nothing to something. People plotting to run up, my young boy steady busting. Pussy would extend over till she about to bust him. This bitch be hitting me up, I swear up and down she love him. See, I have no other decision. Bought a 40 and some hollows, approach me and you can get it. Bring my brother waiters, he doing time up in prison. Which I knew where they put him, ain't seen him since he was sentenced. Right, and that's don't like me, that's how I see. Because every part that I speak will make his eyes bleed. Better check your fucking sign sheet and my rhyme scheme. Telling me I'm dope, I might be, I'm only 19. So tell his saying that's to try me. Try please, I'ma put him in the third, I won't let it fly be. I've been out here fucking grinding, but no one signed me. If you from the fucking A, then throw up the sign, please.
I'ma get it. Get it sold. Plan on no
Hey, anybody here for my brother? Anybody put money on his books? I ain't heard from this man in a grip. Let me know how he does it. I don't know.
They call me the problem, but you can call me the pandemic, because anybody can get Africans, Americans, Dominicans, Mexicans, anybody.
You might catch me on the south, chilling outside the house, and if someone running their mouth, I be itching to call them out. That's really just how it goes. Carrick is full of hoes, Brookline is full of lames, and they acting like we ain't know. If you feel offended, you probably the main problem. Rapping about moving work and the bodies that you ain't dropping. Quitting just ain't an option. I need to pick up the pace. I'm shitting on y'all with caution, but someone forgot to take. People ain't really real. Have people claim they will kill. Like fuck around and get drilled if you lacking out in the field. I'm grinding to be the best, and I'm striving to be the next person to blow up big. Y'all ain't help me with my success. Look. I'm getting sick of it. This shit's getting ridiculous. I'm flipping shit, need Ritalin. Ask them where my prescription is. The life I'm living is different and inconspicuous. They label me the dopest because I'm spitting as sick as shit. All I got is bars like the county jail. I heard he planning to body me, but I doubt he will. There's more to life than just pulling bitches and popping pills. Start stating fucking facts in your raps, cause we gonna drought a skill. Look, y'all ready? Backs. Roll a plane and blaze it up. Purple drinking paper cups. Grew a pair of devil horns, but grinded them to angel dust. Is dangerous. This favorite lust for money, power, fame, and stuff has got me feeling doper than what niggas smoking flavored blunts. Not being cocky, but truthfully, all I do is rap me in the pen like Chris and Rihanna, cause I'm abusing tracks. Your bars are sloppy as if you broke them and glued them back. My bars, them got them fiending. My fan base is just a group of snaps. Your skill is moderate. I'm the rapping apocalypse. Told me hip hop was dead. I resuscitated and fathered it. Fuck all the politics. I don't wanna be bothered, bitch, unless you give him brain, and I might give you a scholarship. I'm just a rapper whose lyrics go pitter patter. I make my enemies scatter in fear of lyrical splatter. We on the brink of disaster. Read the words from the plaster. The writing is on the wall and it's telling you I'm the master, nigga. Writing on the wall, niggas, in case y'all ain't get that.
So those are my son's friends. Thank you so much, XKUE Jr. I appreciate you coming in, and you gave me the opportunity to share just a tiny bit of Sean B's story. It's something I definitely want to get into eventually, and something I've always thought about getting into because we have a lot of violence like that here in our city. And Sean B's not the only one. We have Jimmy Wapo, who they knew each other. Both of them on the really big fucking things, and both lives taken at a very young age due to gang violence. Keep their families in your prayers, and thank you for stopping by. You made me smile. Sounds good. All right, back to Cher.
The parents Andy's parents. But also I was told that they were staying, like the parents were, it's like their property. I think the parents' property.
Trisha, that's a good question. I've heard rumors, but I don't know for sure. Have you heard that, Ziggy?
Do you know if there's a member of Fred Hill's family that died and was buried in? Oh, I know that there's two properties on Ben Hill that's owned by the Hills. Like Fred Hill has a place, and I don't even know if it's really in his name, and also his mother has a place. I think his father passed away, so that's probably, it could be his father. But I do know that there's been a couple murders on Ben Hill Road, and it's just a little road, like as far as like long time ago, I guess. But supposedly it was worse at one time than it is now. Like I didn't get, like, maybe I just don't get that scared that easily, but I didn't find I thought I was going to be way more creeped out than I was. And when I also when I went to the lake, the pond or the swimming where they swam that day when Summer went missing, or where they supposedly swam that day, I didn't get a weird feeling there either, like I thought. And I was surprised how close the lake or the swimming area was to like the parking area. It's not far at all. I thought it was a long walk, but no, it's very, gosh, I don't know, what, 30, 40 feet. So, because I was thinking when they said that, oh, Hunter walked off into the woods or something. I mean, I know when I was there wasn't very many leaves on the trees, but I don't think that he could have really went somewhere where he wouldn't have been able to. I guess I would have to. It did in some videos. It did look like there was much more foliage than when I was there. So, but I don't know, like where he could have gone. I would be scared of snakes. I think maybe that's even a possibility, the snake thing. But I do. Oh, what about this? Somebody I was reminded by this by going through my text last night too, about Robin supposedly was supposed to babysit that morning, the day that Summer went missing, and she ended up not doing it. So could something with that? You never have heard that? I have not. No. It's been a long time since I remember hearing about this.
But do you remember when she did? I want to say, oh, go on, Betty. I think it was Chris McDonough, and he asked Robin and said, "What do you say? What do you say? Did you go there?" She said, "David Dotson was there earlier that day, but when she got there, she said at like 9 o'clock at night, she said." She showed up with David Dotson, and David Dotson was there earlier that day. Did David Dotson babysit?
The boys claim that, from what I hear, they never saw him before that night, David Dotson.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Not even at church? Ronald Hill died.
I know. Well, that's what this lady, or the person I talked to, said. She's like, I found that surprising because I would think that they would have saw him at church, but maybe they just weren't paying attention, or I don't know. We saw David Dotson in there. We saw his pictures of him waving to Summer. So he was definitely going there when Summer was going there, and when the boys were there, I would assume. But supposedly, like, from what she tells me, that they don't remember him before that night.
Huh. That's interesting. So he got to know Summer. Hey, anonymous true crime, good to see you, and thank you for that super chat.
They just probably didn't really care, weren't really paying attention. They're in church, where a place they probably don't want to be. They're bored, it's. Yeah. I mean, when they're in the service part of it. What's also funny is when I went to Tennessee, and when I went to their church, fishing for Ferguson. when I went to their church, Robin was right inside the front door. And I was like, oh, I was scared that people were everybody was super welcoming. They were super nice, but yeah. And Robin showed me where Dawn was. So I went to where Dawn was at, which was the adult Bible study, which was before the service that started at 11. And that's why the other group did not see them, because they didn't get there till 11. I got there at 9:30 for the Bible study. And then I didn't know that's when I thought that's when the service started, but no, it was like they go to Bible study and then they go to service. But before that, Robin was like asking me to go get Candace, because I was looking for her and I couldn't find her. And she said, she had asked me, well, I'd seen her, and then she went off somewhere again. But she had asked me to go get Candace outside, because she said that she sits out there and smokes the whole time instead of coming inside. I'm like, and they drove 2 separate vehicles to church. They always drove 2 separate vehicles.
Yes,
everywhere.
I asked him about that once because I noticed, well, the one time he's like, I'm not going to that prayer vigil. And they both showed up driving separate, but I know they were both at home because I was on video call with them. I'm like, why did they drive separate? Like, that's so fucking weird. But yeah, they did that. Is Ronald or Fred Hill related to Leslie Hill? I do remember, I think that's his sister, no?
Leslie Hill is, you know who Leslie Hill is, right? That's
Yeah,
that.
I
don't know though if she's related to him. Leslie Hill's
thought,
that friend of Allie's. That lady that
oh.
But I don't know. I've recently heard that her last name is Hill. I mean, Hill is such a common last name, you know, that I wouldn't. There, I don't know. When
So
you go,
we need to look into that a little more because that is a little bit.
we
That
have to
is
go
a
on
common
Ancestry
name.
or something. I mean, we could figure that out on Ancestry, but it would probably. It takes a lot of digging.
Taco Tuesday, please email me. I'm sorry that you feel disappointed tonight, but I also feel disappointed because I want my mods to respect the shows that I'm doing, even if they have to bite their tongue for them.
Yeah, there's not going to be. I mean, they're not going to like everybody you have on your panel.
Yeah.
It's not a reflection of Cher. My opinion is not a reflection of Cher's opinion.
And mine is not a reflection of Ziggy's. But
yeah, so
me and Ziggy, we don't have no beef. There's no reason why we should not be
why would
or doing
I mean?
panels together.
I think it's fine that creators can get along, and
we should be. This is for summer.
Yeah,
Summer
yeah.
Moon, Utah Wells, and me and Ziggy, we don't. There's no like. We just don't.
You're just not petty like that. I mean, you really are. That's why I've came out and I've apologized so many times for those that you don't know or don't know because I was really unfair.
No, I went hard at you when you first came.
Well,
I did not like how you
even
came on the scene, but you know what? We talked about you talked to me about it, and then I was like, you know what? Everybody, and I think about even me. I think I would have put that stuff out there, but I would have tried to do it. You try to do it always with what we're reporting or putting out there. Me, I know a lot of people do. We do try to do it in the best way that we can. But we're in true crime, guys, and if your feelings are going to be easily hurt, this is not the genre for you.
Well, you're much better at keeping stuff. You are.
Scroll down to this post on my community wall. It's me finding Leslie Hill living at the address they just searched for Summer at some point. Yes, I would say there's a relationship between this hill and that hill. Just my opinion. There's my community post. Just scroll till you see it. It was written 2 weeks ago.
Tell you, make sure you are not as impulsive as me. I'm more of an impulsive person. I can just tell I like to share every time I hear something. I just want to share with everybody. I mean, I just got something right now that I want to share with you guys. And I'm sorry I'm even saying this. It's not gonna be like, what is it? But it's really, I will screenshot it to you, share, and you decide if what you think. But because it's, you know, I want to tell you guys everything. And I just like that. I talk to you guys like you're, you know, my friends.
Yeah.
And sometimes I get so carried away and just say things I probably shouldn't, but I'm learning as I go. Like that you guys gotta remember too, that live.
That's all you can do. I learn as I go as well. I've made my fair share of mistakes. I've done multiple apology tours myself.
Yeah.
You know, and you learn, you take certain things, you grow from that, and you go on and you learn from what you're doing. And that's all any of us can do as creators, really.
I would have okay, as far as that information, I would have still, to this day, looking back, I would have still done it. Yeah. I just would have reminded people, hey, this is, you know, over and over. I did say it. I said that, but I know how it is on YouTube. People hear things and they, repeat it as truth. No matter how crazy it is, like say my dog eats chocolate, like stuff like that. You wouldn't think people would believe, but they go and believe it. But yeah. I did say many times that, you know, how I got this information and that it was hearsay. And I should have stated it more like allegedly, you know. Now I try to say allegedly or my opinion or this is what I heard, you know, instead of stating something like this happened, you know, the boys were abused or something like that. You know, you have to be like, so I heard. I would probably do that a little bit better, but I wouldn't change anything. And the only thing I feel like as far as things that I did wrong was with the Bones thing. I would have waited on that. But when I say sorry, I mean it. And if people can't accept that, then I don't know what else to tell them. But what do you want, blood? I'm not gonna,
No, and you shouldn't have to explain, you know what? If you feel like what you are bringing your viewers is important, then that's all that matters. Because anyone that's picking on, well, Cher shouldn't have said this, or Ziggy shouldn't have said that, or, you know, whoever shouldn't have done that. Well, that's all fine and dandy.
You never know.
Yeah, you just never know. Like now, what you brought out 7 months ago, I can see how that can align in possible future charges now. You know what I'm saying? So it does matter. And like you said, I was actually going to ask you, would you still have put that out there today? And you said absolutely. So that's what matters. If it's that important and you know 7 months later, you know you would still do that today, maybe you would have tweaked a little bit here and there, but that's all that matters, you know. And people are going off of what you said 7 months ago today, so it does matter.
Yeah,
it's, you know,
like I said, it would have been really difficult. There's things I do know that I mean, not so much that it's about the case. I don't want people, I'm not like holding things back for people, but
No,
there's
I know what you mean. There's certain things that you're not going to say. Like me, I have certain things I'm not going to show or say until after somebody's paying. I've said that all along. And there's certain things, you know, I didn't record every phone call or video chat. And to answer your question, Breeze, I seem under a lot of stress. I'm talking to Don Candace. They were blowing me up before I even woke up in the mornings. And I was on the phone with them till I fell asleep at night every day until he went to jail. Like every day. There were sometimes I got a few days when he'd get mad at me. He'd give me like 2 days to 7 days where he wouldn't bother me. But then it was again. And when you look back at me, I absolutely was stressed out. It took a huge toll on me. Like, you can't talk to these two monsters 24/7. That's why I'm so confused why they have supporters, because you cannot. I wasn't even there in person. I was invited. I was damn close to going there, and I'm so glad I didn't. But you can't be around these people and not see the monsters that they are. Like, it's impossible. I don't understand how they have a support system. I don't understand that whatsoever. And yeah, it has been a huge load of stress lifted off of me, which
Sherry was their support system. You were playing games in the background. What are you talking about? I want to know why you and Beth Ball are PMing each other before Prayer Garden even comes out. Because she went over to Prayer Garden. Do you know who Prayer Garden is, Cher? Why don't you tell us, since you were on the phone with the Wells at the same time Prayer Garden was? Because PG was already talking to the Wells before she came to Ziggy's channel. Lots of questions.
a lot of people can see that. And it's just, when you're dealing with that, I was having nightmares every night. I was hanging up the phone, going to sleep and having nightmares. So I was never getting a break from it. It was just, yeah, I was completely drained is the best way to say that.
I sent you a screenshot of what, just to tell me what you think, if I should not, or if we should not.
Oh, okay.
There's something else I was going to ask her. That was a good question that somebody sent me. They asked, like, I wonder if the boys know Tim Mullins. So I messaged that lady to see if she knows something, like, has heard anything about that. But I don't know. Tim Mullins, that's a different, I know that Cher has, like, kind of some strong feelings about him. And yeah, I do think some of his behavior is odd. But then I heard that he was very, like, he's very Christian, and a lot of Christians are all about.
Since you bring that up, I don't know, because I've been speaking to all that glitters. Thank you guys so much for the super stickers. I've been talking to Scott Rouse, and I asked him. I said, how did you? Good afternoon, Miss.
So Cher's also writing the Fed, right? The TBI. She's going to show us what she wrote. But did you guys see my live from this morning? It was a very short live. I read the Discords. If you missed it, make sure you read it. Make sure you watch my live if you can't read it. If it's too hard to read, I read it for you. I posted a video and a live.
Mr. Rouse, will you ever speak about what you and Greg felt about the presence of Tim Mullen? Did he seem like a puppet master at all because Tim Mullen went there? Now, I was unaware that was shocking to everybody, but I knew Tim Mullen was there with them the entire time because Don was talking to me.
No, I'm sorry. This was about the people that did where Candace walked out, the cornbread. That ain't Rouse. That's Rouse.
Now, Scott Rouse, and I'm sorry, but from the behavior panel, he is my favorite panelist on that channel. So I do take into account his thinking, but it's just that, because I kind of am, but he said he is nice. I think he took really good care of them in LA, and he was really professional about it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I said, that's good to hear then. Would you say that we are all being too harsh on him then? I really don't want to do anything that could be harmful to the case. I said, you are my favorite out of the four. I really appreciate your response, and also understand if you can't exactly answer that right now. And I said, it feels like he is lying though, but your response is very interesting. He said, no, he's okay. He just felt sorry for them and wanted to help. He is harmless, I promise. I liked him, and so did Greg. I'm glad I'm your favorite. It's probably my petite nose. And then I asked him, okay, so what do you think that we could do better in the community? How could we be of help? Like, what do you think? What do you see? And he said, I say, just tell the police when you see or hear something. They need all the help they can get. So we have, now depending on you guys, this is a man with many credentials, and he's saying that we're kind of being a little harsh on Tim Mullen, and that him and Greg really liked. And remember, the other two of the four didn't meet him. It was Greg and Scott, and they liked Tim. So I don't know if it is possible we've been too harsh.
Well, I do respect you for bringing that out, even with your feelings at one time, and that shows me that you're able to, like, use, critical thinking, and be able to change your mind if it calls
well,
for it.
Miss Flip-Flopper.
No, hey, if there's information, all you can do is with what the information you're given with at the time. And if you learn new information later on whatever, then you have to reevaluate your opinions, and that is normal. And actually, that's what people should do. Too many times people build alliances with sides, like a certain side, and instead of doing or going with what is right, what is right.
Weird. He's weird for sure, you guys. Yes. But if we are blaming someone that's honestly trying to do the innocent until proven guilty in a court of law thing, if we are and I've told this to everyone, if I'm wrong about somebody, I will apologize, especially if
yes,
I
I
talk so
respect
publicly about
that
them.
because that is rare in the community. And thank you so much, Dr. Latina. That's so nice. That's so nice. I respect you, and you're very, very intelligent, and you speak your truth no matter what. And I respect that. Like, if people that can speak their opinions and speak the truth, no matter what, and don't kind of follow the leader.
Yeah.
I don't like people to just tell me what I want to hear. I respect people's opinions, and that's the only way you can grow as a person. If everybody's lying to you, then that's what's happened to Don Wells. Everybody's lied to him his whole life, enabled him, and and then that's what happens. Then you're middle aged, and you are still the same horrible person you were when you were 20. It's life is about progress, not perfection. You just have to, one step at a time. And I respect that you can. I'm glad that you came forward and said that about Tim, because I don't know. I was told that that he was a really Christian man, and I felt like he was just doing the right thing, I guess, and giving him the benefit of the doubt, and kind of doing like the Bible says. But it does seem weird, the videos that he's done speaking out about some of the things he was saying. I definitely don't agree with, on his opinion about. But I don't think he's guilty of anything to do with Summer or anything like that. And
how do you feel about that call when he was like, "It's Jim"? It's
me. Yeah. When Don told him that I was on the phone, I kind of tensed up. I'm like, oh my God, I cannot believe he just said that. He said, "Ziggy, oh no." I was like, this is not going to be good. So it just got kind of awkward for a second. And I was like, oh, hey, Tim. It was when they called you when I was on the phone and stuff, I'm like, oh, what am I supposed to do? I'm like, I was afraid that they were going to be like, oh, hey, say hi to Ziggy. And I was, and awkward. I don't know. I think he just was put on the spot. Yeah, it was weird, but I think that he viewed all YouTubers, including me, just as he thought we all
oh, what happened, Linda? Are we going to know what Ziggy screenshotted? Yeah, well, Ziggy's going live after this.
Oh, I sent it. Yeah, I don't.
Aren't you?
Yeah, I was going to, but okay. I don't know. You probably don't. You probably don't think that's. What do you think about that? What she said at the last, where it starts off with all, but it was worse. She did say.
Oh, you know what? That makes sense. Why it wouldn't be for the. Okay, that makes sense. I would.
See, I didn't know that's what she meant.
Yeah, no, I would share it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's. It's already out there. People are already kind of talking about that part anyway. But to be honest, no, I would share that. Because
I guess, yeah. So I guess what they meant by SA, though, I guess it is good for clarity, because
that's yeah. What I'm reading, that is more abusive, not really for the
SA. Yeah. She did describe it as SA, of Candace being the culprit, and they are supposedly seeing a counselor who specializes in SA. But when I asked her about which of the boys, is it the oldest boy? That was supposedly SA'd or whatever. And she said all of them, but it was worse with the oldest. All that I know of was that she would grab, pinch, and hit their privates. So,
yeah.
So that's not, I don't know if that would be, I'm glad she kind of elaborated on that, because I don't know. That's bad. That's horrible.
That's bad. But again, you guys, that's very, I know some people are talking about the problems that the boys could have, or what's rumored one of the boys does have. They just they didn't learn any different. So I'm glad that he's getting proper help that he needed. But that is sad. And you guys, we can't be incriminating children of this. To be honest, I know some people even think H did something bad. I never thought that. I just think that he knows more and is covering for Candace. But I never thought that H did anything to Summer. Not on purpose or anything like that. I think this lies with, honestly, Don, Candace, and Grandis. That's what it is. And with her getting gone 3 days before Father's Day, and Candace being jealous and angry, they drink, they do drugs, and Grandma is not allowed around any of her grandchildren from any of the children she has had. That there is a red flag, huge red flag. Is it possible? I'm just going to throw this out there. Is it possible Don and Candace just don't want to throw Grandma under the bus? Is that possible? I don't know. H is a victim also. Yeah, all of these kids from all of the families involved are victims of neglect and abuse. That is plain to see, including Allie's children.
Well,
everybody's children.
Yeah. And that's what I would say. If anybody can, I feel like should be mad at me about like that live from the CPS, it would be the information about the inappropriate relationship with H and Candace, because like I can see how that would be embarrassing for him. And as far as like the abuse, I thought, you know, was pretty obvious because they had their voice taken away. So what else would people think? I mean, I know they were trying to put it out there, like basically that it was because, it was just too dangerous there. You know, no,
Yeah.
they're not. I mean,
no, we've seen other missing children's cases that have had other children, and they have not, like Burke Benet or John Benet Ramsey. Burke Ramsey never got taken because a child went missing. You know what I'm saying? Like other families don't have their other kids taken away because one went missing.
Yeah,
that's not what we've ever seen.
Wouldn't that be like horrible to do to a grieving parent who's already missing their one child, and then they just take the rest of your children? That doesn't seem like I know this is not a normal.
Something I've been wanting to talk about. We hear Dawn state that because of the YouTubers and the psychics, he had to give the children to DCF. I had a thought the other day. What if it ain't due to the psychics and YouTubers and that's what he said? What if it's due to some organized crime that possibly took his daughter? What if Dawn was protecting the boys from something they were further involved in? I don't see YouTubers going up there to hurt his children. I do see a missing child in his family, though. And a missing woman.
Normal situation. They're not real. They don't seem like normal grieving parents, but let's suppose they were. And, you know, no, I don't think that that's allowed. I don't think that's even possible. So I would have, with me saying that the boys were like hit and they were hit with fire pokers is what I was told too. They described it as a metal stick that would turn the wood or move. That's how they described it. They didn't know, I guess they didn't know certain words. But yeah, like Wyatt is supposedly like genius. He's super, super intelligent. And the Otis is just, you know, he's having a hard time, I think. He really picks on the other ones bad, I guess. But hopefully, you know, Summer could have saved their lives. You know, at least at the very least, like, you know, even if we never find Summer and she never comes home safely, she saved her brothers. I mean, her life wasn't in vain, but it's still.
I'm hoping that Summer brings answers, and she saved her brothers. She begins answers for Summer, and I also think, I feel it's going to bring answers for her Auntie Rose as well. That's my personal feelings and thoughts. Because
supposedly on tomorrow night on a new channel called Bedtime Crimes, there's going to be she's having. I was supposed to do a panel with her. She wanted me because she's nervous, but the lady talking, I think, I don't know. She's super nervous too, and she's afraid she's going to get attacked because it's one of Rose Blythe's friends that's going to speak out. And so everybody should set up to bedtime and just watch there. It was supposed to happen today, but then got changed to tomorrow.
Because her anxiety kind of pushing it back.
Yeah.
Listen, she's going to get the hate anyways. Make sure, will you send me that when it is sent up? I'll be there watching. I think that's important. And you know what? Just tell her you're going to get hate no matter what. You
come on right. Are you sure you want me? Like right now, I'm getting a lot of hate. Like that will not be good for you. I mean,
listen, if she wants us both up on that panel to help her, I'll go on there. Whatever. Just tell her it's important. If she has something to say, voice it.
Well, the lady is scared because I guess she backed out once because she wants to speak up, but she backed out because I guess the
no, DP. That's absolutely false. Don't you dare try to believe that the voice being taken is because of Chris McDonough got involved. That is not true. CPS was involved back in October when she made court filings saying that she was in fear for her and her children's life. By law, CPS had to get involved with that. That is a domestic that she labeled that she was in fear for her children's lives, and then it got dropped. Just because she dropped that charge on Don doesn't mean CPS can close the case. It had nothing to do with Chris McDonough. You don't even know. You're not even educated enough to make a stupid ass comment like that. Seriously, don't come around here trying to make a dumbass comment like that because you're not. It's not going to fly around here. Be educated before saying something stupid like that. CPS was involved back in October. Don and Candace are the reason that their boys got taken from them. Not Chris McDonough, not Ziggy, not any YouTuber.
Accountability, people.
Shit.
No, I mean, listen, a lot of people say, I mean, Chris McDonough, no, that's not one of the things that he, the thing is, people with that type of statement is people, you know, see it and they spread that around. And I guess
some people believe it without wanting to take time and research into it because they watch us, they expect to hear it. And then all of a sudden, and I've been guilty. There's been a few times that I've listened to a part of a video and I get all worked up and I'm about to go off. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to just listen to the rest. And then I'm like, oh shit. Like I've actually scheduled, there's been a couple times I've scheduled lives with hearing the first half of somebody's shit And then I'll listen to the rest. Canceling that live. I'm not going to go off now. Yeah, you really got to listen through people because you can't just hear one thing and go running. And that's the problem. That's what some people.
I felt that way actually yesterday about a situation, but it's not on this topic. So and until I, listened to the rest and heard somebody else speak up, I felt completely different. So I think, context is super important. And hearing both sides, I think it is also important. Like, just because you don't like somebody doesn't mean that person can't be correct in what they're saying. So,
what was that channel, Ziggy? Bedtime.
Bedtime Crime. I could send it you the link, but yeah,
it's not True Crime Before Bedtime, is it? It's a different one. Yeah, will you send me the link? So
no,
we can share it.
Bedtime Crime. Yeah, I'll find it.
Oh, Bedtime Crime. Okay, there's a few of them. Or Bedtime
What
Crime.
was I going to say? Let's see. Before you got that comment, there was something I was wanting to say about. Let's see. I was talking about. It was right before DP left that comment.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No, there was something I was trying to remember. I'll just send you that link to your messenger.
Okay.
I get distracted and I forget stuff, but I know it will come back to me. It's just crazy because when you go back and look, like take a look. I don't know if you've ever have done this yet. Look at your old text messages.
I've been going through all of this stuff with Don and Candace and okay, I did find that one. Okay.
Yeah, if you look back at your old texts, or old whatever information from people that are related to the case in some way, you'll just be shocked. Like I was reading these messages from this lady and I'm like, oh my God, I totally forgot about that. Stupid beeping. I need to take that down. But yeah, it was on April 7th was when she said the state is moving to terminate Don and Candace's parental rights. Please pray that the boys aren't moved away from us. We always thought this would be a happy time, but it's actually scary. And what she means by us is like her son is like best friends with one of the boys. And then, so they've got real close to him. And she's just always been worried. The reason why she came to me, she said, is because she really wanted, she saw my video on that CPS information. She said that was the first time that she got so much hate, she said, in Facebook groups. And it was the first time that anybody backed what she was saying.
She had 6 or 7 kids out. That's
what was that?
Yeah, you can get Killer. You are straight Switzerland.
You can.
Yeah.
You can.
I like you and Mrs. Killer.
You know what? He's a total example of don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah, I'm so happy he got past his 1,000 subs. Right? No.
So
he's gonna lose his street cred now, Killer. You're like a little teddy bear.
Yeah.
Candace had 6 children, 2 removed previously in 4. That's what I was thinking. 6, but I've been hearing 7.
Yeah, I heard there's another one. Well, Phil said that she had one after. They were trying to say 2 after summer, but I don't think that's possible.
John Q, if you're still in here, if anyone else is John Q, I'd love to plan a stream with you and Mr. Cher.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. You keep hearing 7 now. I've heard that a lot in this past week. I've heard 7 kids for Candace. I
am pretty sure there was one other girl that was given up for sure.
Yeah, there was 2. Yes, she had a boy and a girl given up. Okay, wait, so 4?
Well, no, I'm not talking about besides the first 2. I'm not talking about with Dawn.
So you think there's 7?
Yeah, there was. Okay, so her first 2 with Andrew, that was his name, right? Andrew?
Yeah.
Andrew, and then her Candace. That was her daughter's name too.
Yeah, yep.
And then she had Josie, Waylon, Wyatt, Summer. But supposedly, from what I hear, there was one other girl that Dawn and her had that was given up before Summer, supposedly. But Fred and his wife were saying there was 2 more after Summer. I'm like, no way. There is no way. They were trying to say that there was 2 girls.
Do you think that she's just okay? We need to talk privately. Is she popping out babies and just giving birth at home? And
I don't understand why Cher went with this. Why is Cher on her talking so much shit when she is actually in contact with Dawn Wells and Candace Wells? Something's fucking wrong here. Something is awry. My opinion. They start out sharing Sweetie Pie Low. Ziggy's been following Sweetie and Donna since day one. And her. Sharing each other's work. Every time.
Oh well, that would make sense.
I don't know. I don't know. You could people could get away with being.
I can totally see that. How would people know? Because they, that's what Fred was saying. It's like you didn't even, or no, even Jody Sue said it was like you didn't even know she was pregnant, and then there's a baby.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing that. Yep, no one even knew, and then they just came home with a car seat. I remember hearing that too. Yeah, Jess, thank you so much. I adore you also, and I'm so sorry to hear about your loss. But she's always with you.
So
yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to plan. I kept you a little longer than I planned. And are you still gonna go live tonight, or?
Yeah, I'll go live.
Ziggy's gonna go live. So if you guys want to watch,
I will go live here in a little bit. Give me a little bit to get all set up, 30 minutes or something. But,
yeah, so get ready for Ziggy's, and I want to have you on again. We'll plan that.
Yeah, for sure.
So many questions.
Can I make a shameless plug?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Wednesday night, I'm going to be on the reporter room. So yeah, so that's going to be really cool. And it's going to be streamed across like 4 different platforms. And I guess she has like over 100K like followers throughout. So I'm really nervous. It's going to be me and I guess Justice for All. So everybody should like come over there.
Absolutely. When is it?
Wednesday at
oh girl, you're gonna make me reschedule one of my lives.
Let me double check. I want to say it's either 7 or 8. I better double check before I
Wednesday the 13th.
It's when what is it? Wait. This says oh sorry. Did you
it was great chat. No, you're not blocked. Mine. You were only on a timeout. So if you behave, you're not blocked. No, you're not.
For some reason, I can never find it. Maybe I'm going to just. I'm just going to look at I can never find on my phone. I can never. I saw it earlier, but now I'm having a hard time finding it.
You know what? That it does that when you're trying.
Well, dang the truth, Spitter. We sang to Mama Bear yesterday. I guess we got to sing to you today too. So y'all got to hear my terrible voice. You ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear truth spitter. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Okay.
Trying to find. Yeah, I don't know why the phones do that.
Okay. Yes, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's on my community wall too. I shared it.
Okay.
So
I will tweak my Wednesday
tomorrow. I was getting confused because she has something for tomorrow set too, and I was like, wait, it's tomorrow? But no, it is Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Awesome.
And she's actually, I'm surprised she doesn't have more followers on.
Would you send? Can you send me the link quick?
Yeah. If I can find it.
Tomorrow I'll be live in the morning for Hot Topics, and open panel.
You're a early riser, aren't you?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I could tell.
Yeah, we're up at like it doesn't even matter what time we go to bed. We'll always be up at. His alarm goes off at 6:45 in the morning. 7 in the morning. Yeah.
Because you never stay on like super late, which kind of works out for me. Because
well, yeah, because right now it's like 8:04, but yeah, we go to bed. We're old up in here. No, we go to bed. We're sleeping. He goes to work in the mornings, and okay, awesome.
I need to do what you do. Just go live for an hour or two and call it a day.
Sometimes I will. Now Saturday night, everybody's welcome. I'm going to do another study session. I want to go back, and I know some other creators have been taking like all. I want to go back, Ziggy. So hopefully you can join Saturday night too. Thank you. All creators join Saturday night. I want to go back through the interviews and
and on panel. Still have everybody on panel. And okay.
Yeah, come up on panel. We can go.
You don't know what time yet?
I'll probably set it for 7. It'll probably be 7.
So I'm going to say most of this is just, I'm ending, hold on. I'm going to say most of this is just them scheduling for the next, whatever the fuck they're doing. And I'm going to end here. I'll be back later. I want to go over Candace's sister's best friend from high school that Ziggy once interviewed. I want to go over Chris McDonough and his phone call with Dawn where they were fighting after the shed, after Chris visited the home. And I also want to go over the interview I shared yesterday that I haven't gotten a chance to go over yet. If you have time, watch that. Watch my lives from this morning. And I will be back later this evening. You guys all have a fantastic day.
Sometime after 6.
Sometime after 6. I got things to do, my son said. All right, guys. Peace and love. Mwah. I'll see you all later, and thank you for being here. And yes, please remember each and every single one of you matter and are cared for. Stay safe. Bye. Hold on, babe.